In this Ellerton Associates Technology Training Tip of the Month, I'll be showing you how to use GoalSeek in Excel 2010 and 2013. Okay, I have Excel 2013 up on the screen. This will work equally well in Excel 2010. So the idea is we have a setup in Excel, maybe like this one, a savings plan. So we have some inputs, the years to retirement. We'd like to retire in 30 years. We can put away $500 a month per year across that 30 years, and we'll be earning an interest rate of 5% in the savings plan we're using. And then we're using the future value function to calculate what the end result will be of that investment. So the idea is you already have a formula in the worksheet, and there are some inputs to that formula that you would play around with to change the result of the calculation. So if I'm looking at this and thinking, okay, I would like to have 500,000 at the time that I retire. I still would like to retire in 30 years. I'm still going to be getting this 5%. So I could change how much I will put away per month. And if I was doing this the long way manually, I might say, okay, let's see what happens if I type in 550. Okay, so I type in the 550 and this flips up to 457,000 plus. Now, if I put in 560 and then 580, I'm going to get pretty close to 500,000 by playing around like that. But the idea is I know I want this to be 500,000. So can I just tell that to Excel and say, hey, Excel, I want that future value calculation to result in 500,000. What do I have to make that amount to put away per month? And it can do that. That's what GoalSeek does. So let me put this back to the original 500. We'll say that's going to be our starting point. And I'm still interested in maybe seeing what I need to change this to get 500,000. So I'm going to click on the formula whose result I want to alter. And then up on the Data tab, I'll go to What If Analysis and GoalSeek. Now, I clicked the cell first because I knew then it would be in the set cell, but you can change this if it's wrong. But I'm setting that cell. It'll be a formula that you're setting to a specific result. So the value I'm setting that formula to is 500,000. And you don't want to type dollar signs or commas or things, just the raw number. And then you can ask it to change a single cell. And that is one limitation of GoalSeek. There are 3 inputs that affect this result. I can pick a single one of them for GoalSeek to change. And we already said we're going to change the amount we put away per month. So I clicked on C4. I could also have typed it. I click OK, and it found a result. So there it is, exactly 500,000. And to do that, I would have to put $601 away per month. Now, if I accept that result, I can click OK and it'll remain. If I want to try again with my old values as a starting point, I can click cancel. And that is what I'm going to do because I decide, you know what, I can't afford that. I can't put away $600 per month, so I'm going to cancel. And here's my original input. So back to the plan of $500 per month. Okay, maybe I have to extend my retirement by a few more years, so let's see how many years it would take. So there I am, again on the original future value, the cell selected. I'll go up to What If Analysis and choose GoalSeek. And let's try it again. I'm going to set that to 500,000 by changing this time the years to retirement cell. I click OK. Excel has found a result. It's making it a big long decimal, but I can format that down. But now I'll click OK and accept this, that if I want 500,000, I can put away $500 per month. I'm going to retire in approximately 33 years. And by the way, I can just come up to Home and reduce the decimals until that's a nice whole number. And there we are. So another example, I'm going to go to this mortgage worksheet and we have a mortgage loan. Now, here's another thing about GoalSeek. The cell that you can have it change must contain just a raw number, not itself a formula. If you look at this mortgage loan setup, first of all, the bottom line is the payment. It's being calculated by the PMT function, which calculates the payment for a loan based on some inputs. So we have a purchase price and that's typed in, and a down pay percent and that's typed in, term, and rate. These are all hard numbers typed in that we can change to affect this result. Now, the loan amount itself is based on the original purchase price minus the 20%, so that's a formula. I point that out because I cannot ask Excel to directly change E9 with GoalSeek. GoalSeek can only change a cell that has a hard number in it. Now, if you think about it, any one of these are going to affect the loan amount and thus affect the monthly payment, but I'm just pointing that out so you don't mistakenly choose a cell that already contains a formula. It has to be a cell that contains a raw number that affects the bottom line formula. So the bottom line formula for us here is this one, the monthly payment being done by PMT, but it's based on a previous calculation, and that's fine. So I'm going to click on the monthly payment. I want it to be 1,000. And again, I can only pick one of these inputs. So either I'm buying this house and I'm paying a larger down pay to get a lower mortgage, or I'm just kind of playing around with the idea of what kind of house I can afford. I don't have a specific one picked out, and I want to see what my purchase price should be. That's the way I'm going to approach it. So I'm going to have it change the purchase price. So I've got the monthly payment selected. I'm going to go up to Data, What If Analysis, and Goal Seek. And again, I'm setting the cell this time E10 to a value of 1,000. By changing a single input, and again, an input that is a raw number, not a formula, I'm going with the purchase price. And there it is. And again, if I don't like that, I can cancel it and it'll put back in the original values. But I'm going to click OK, and there's my kind of target range for purchase prices based on the other inputs to get a monthly payment of 1,000. Again, calculated by the existing PMT function. One more, profit worksheet. We have here several different formulas and inputs leading to a profit, or in this case, lack thereof. But we're going to produce 1,000 units per week, and that's as high as we can go, so we're not going to change that. And probably most of these things are fairly fixed if you think about it. The costs, the material costs, we may not have a lot of control over that, but we do have control over what we sell it for. So right now, if we want to sell it for $4.95, we're not going to make any money. So let's see what Excel would tell us to put as a purchase price if I want to achieve, let's say, $2,000 a week profit. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to go up to What If Analysis, Goal Seek, and I'm going to set that to a value of 2,000 by changing the sale price. And I'll click OK, and there it is. It says you have to sell that for $7.15 if you want everything else given to achieve a profit of 2,000. But again, how much would I have had to play around with that number to achieve that? I didn't have to. It took no time at all. I just told Excel what I wanted the profit to be, and it told me what I needed the sale price to be. Now, just as a side note, obviously GoalSeek has some limitations. You can only change a single input, though there may be many. And I couldn't constrain its behavior. I couldn't say, hey, change the sale price, but only, let's say, from $5 to $6. If it's going to be lower or higher, then I don't want that solution. I'm mentioning those things because there is a tool that is more complex than GoalSeek that will do that. It's called Solver. If you notice on my data tab, I have Solver activated. It is an add-in. You might not see it there initially, but it's an installed add-in that you can activate through the add-ins. That's beyond the scope of this video, but I'm pointing it out because it overcomes those limitations. It's a more complex version of GoalSeek if you're interested in exploring that. But GoalSeek, for what it does, is a really handy little tool, and it certainly made my work here a lot easier. For more information on our classes, please visit us at www.ellertraining.com.